Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 82 of the Fallout Feed. I am Andrew, and joined tonight by Ray. Hi, Ray. How's it going?
Great, Andrew. Good to see you.
Great for you to be here. So excited. Ray, we've got lots of stuff coming up on the horizon. First and foremost, I'd like to mention our marathon charity event that's coming up on November 11th. I'm not exactly sure the hours yet, but we're going to have most of our shows on ASA Podcasting come together, do a couple of events, get some fun stuff going on for a 12-hour event to raise some shekels for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which is a cause near and dear to those of us here at ASA Podcasting. Ray, we've got a few packages we're putting together for the Fallout Feed. I'm pretty excited about. We'll have a couple different increments of. We'll have a package at $25, a package at $50, and a package at $100. So.
Yeah, definitely lots of cool stuff.
You know, all you big spenders out there, start saving up a couple of bucks for the next couple months so you can start bidding, put in some raffle tickets for these awesome packages we're putting together. It'll be fun. Ray, what's been going on, man?
Well, I've just been playing around, trying to hone my character and, kind of lock in what his play style is going to be.
How you been doing that? Are you getting into what sort of side quests and stuff you're doing?
Mostly just wandering around, interacting with the different groups, and right now we're in a good spot because we're neutral with the NCR and with the Legion, so neither one of them are attacking my group, but we can follow them around and pick up the pieces between their battles. So
yeah, that's always fun where you can two factions are fighting and you can just walk through the battle. No one shoots at you or even cares that you're there.
It's quite handy.
I've done that numerous times in Fallout 4. I've yet to do it. And well, actually, no. It's funny. I talked about it before, but there was a random Legion guy walking down the road, NCR guys. Yeah, so roundtable stuff. We got lots of roundtable stuff getting to. I've been doing some NCR side quests, just running around. I went up to Fort McCarran, and some guy sent me out on 3 quests to murder some poor people that probably, I guess they deserved it. I don't know. They always deserve it in the end, don't they, Ray?
Well, if not, you should just kill them anyway.
Yeah, they had stuff, Ray. They need to understand that if they have stuff, people are gonna come want their stuff that they're carrying. We're gonna take their
realities
stuff
that you have to face in the wasteland.
Yes. All right, so we have a ton of feedback, and thank you so much for all of our feedback, guys, that have sent everything in.
Yeah, they really came through in a big way.
It's amazing. It's overwhelming almost with how much feedback we have. It's great to get into. Not to mention, last week we had our Blighty contingency feedback, so that was highly successful, and
wasn't that a great show?
We got lots of great response from that. So thank you so much for Colin, Laura, and Marcus for putting that together for us. That's really nice, and we appreciate that. Hopefully we'll be able to keep that up the whole season long. That'll be great. And last but not least, of course, is our play along feedback participants, and this is really the heart and soul of this whole roundtable project. It's not us just getting up here and talking about our quests, but it's really about the community of the show, and we're really excited that we've gotten such a huge response from the New Vegas roundtable. So without further ado, we've got feedback from Bill and Jeremy and John and Josh and Casey and Leon and Chris and John and Michelle and Steve and Joseph. So, oh my gosh, we got lots of stuff to get through tonight. So, Ray, what do you say?
Let's roll it.
Let's do it. We're going to start off with Bill here. So, thanks a lot, Bill, for writing in. And let's roll.
Well, hello, everyone out there in the Fallout feedback world, I guess I should say. This is my report on my Fallout New Vegas playthrough. I have the first 3 quests done, which are basically training quests. I'm not going to really go into them. Didn't do too much melee, which was my character build. It's really an unarmed character. But I did get through the first 3, and since then I've done a little bit of side questing, trying to build my levels up and Pat, yes, I did work on it, and I'm above 50%, and I'm working on the melee thing, and it's actually working out. So it's actually a pretty good build. I've realized now that I've played it a little bit that, hey, this I think is going to work out. I haven't messed with a death claw yet, but eventually, I'll get there and probably get my butt handed to me. But for now, it's working out. First 3 quests are done. Back in the saddle. Ain't that a kick in the head? And by a campfire on the trail. So looking forward to the next podcast I hear. And thanks for letting me play along with you.
Absolutely, Bill. Thank you so much for hopping into the project and go on through into the next few quests. They Went That Away, Part 1. And by the next time we'll hear from you, Bill, go ahead and get through They Went That Away Part 2, I think. Right, Ray?
Yep. And also come fly with me in Ring-a-Ding.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Ring-a-Ding. Yeah, I just stepped into the gates just earlier this afternoon for the first time. And it launched off that Ring-a-Ding. I was like, oh no, did I start a Mr. House quest line that I wasn't supposed to on accident? What did I do? But I think it did it automatically.
Yeah.
Nice. Great, Bill. Thank you for writing in there.
Yeah, and stick it out with the melee. I do enjoy a good melee build.
I was just about to say, what are your thoughts on melee and New Vegas, specifically New Vegas melee?
So New Vegas really kind of is almost better unarmed than melee, but still, there's all kinds of stuff. When you go through Come Fly With Me, if you take out Davison, you get a monster bumper sword that just does some serious damage.
You said what kind of sword?
It's a bumper sword. It's a super mutant weapon that is a handle attached to a car bumper that's been sharpened.
Of a car. That is hilarious. Oh, those super mutants. Will they ever fail? Yeah, Bill, keep us informed. Good luck with your melee. Let's go on to Craig. Craig, thanks a lot for writing in. And Craig's been doing some good correspondence with us over there at Awesome Spaceship as well. My wife and I are doing our own little podcast. If anyone's interested in checking that out, check out Awesome Spaceship at iTunes. All right. Thanks, Craig.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit if it ain't my old friend, the Fallout Feed. Hi, this is Craig with my recap of the first few sets of quests. My character's name is Trash Cantina, and her specials are 8, 6, 8, 4, 3, 5, and 6. Her traits are heavy-handed and built to destroy. So I'm kind of playing her as kind of an ex-gangbanger and future Legion wannabe. Her tag skills are survival, sneak, and explosives, and currently I'm level 15, and I have all 3 of them at 50. Some of the perks I've taken in those levels, I've taken Black Widow, Cherchez la Film, Lead Belly, Strong Back, Toughness, and Cannibal. Cannibal's been a pretty fun one, even though I'm at pretty evil karma by now. Every time you eat a corpse, you get really bad karma. And at 25 corpses eaten, I got another perk called Dine and Dash, which lets me take pieces of the corpse with me and eat it later. That I can do it and people don't get mad. Apparently people get mad if I eat a corpse in front of them, but if I just take a piece of it for later, they don't care. I haven't actually been attacked for it, but I do lose karma every time. A little backstory for Tina. She was born in New Reno and ran with a gang called the Desert Rats. She was kicked out of her house at 18 to lead a drifter's life. And this is when she decided to join the Mojave Express and become a courier. On her 3rd job out, she got shot in the head and left for dead. And we kind of know the rest of the story, or at least some of it. She woke up in the town of Good Springs and found out that the powder gangers wanted to take over the town. She decided that, yeah, the town was helpful, but she did know some people that were at the correctional facility, so she decided to help the powder gangers out instead. She helped them take over. I think shooting Doc Mitchell in the head was the hardest thing, the hardest part of that. But she got over it. Afterwards, she actually met up with Boxcars while she was doing some little odd jobs. And she decided to do even more odd jobs for the powder gangers at the correctional facility. And that's when she helped them stave off an attack by the NCR. And it earned her some bad reputation with the NCR. After that, she started getting visits by a group of Rangers that told her that she had 3 days to bring up her reputation or they were going to attack her on sight. So she decided to go off and do a little odd jobs for them and get her reputation up a little bit. Apparently that wasn't good enough, and eventually the Rangers started attacking, but they're a good set of loot. Much like some of the people think that the Legion are good for loot. But anyway, Rose of Sharon Cassidy is my companion, and I finally got her before everything went south with the NCR. And luckily, she doesn't really care much about killing them. She doesn't seem to have an opinion one way or the other. And in fact, when I did pick her up, she wanted to check out some of her, or check out her old caravan. And we found it, there were some people disintegrated by it, and they were attacked. And she had heard of some other ones, and we searched those out, something very similar. And eventually we found the last one, and it had some Van Graff thugs at it. So she figured that the Crimson Caravan and the Van Graffs were behind it. So we decided to all go off and murder them. So me, Cass, and Eddie, one little happy murdery family. And in Nipton is where I actually met Caesar's Legion for the first time. Tina likes the cut of their jib. If they're wearing jibs, I don't know. And she decides that she would really like to be a member of them. So her life goal now is to join them. Just outside of Novak is a town called Nelson. It's a Legion-occupied town. There were a couple NCR outside of that, so I killed them and started going into town when some unnamed Legion soldiers came up to me and said that I needed to speak with Decanus Deadsea. And he tasked me with killing all of the officers at Forlorn Hope in the quest called We Are Legion. I've never actually found this quest before, and it was pretty fun. I'm getting to go through and cause some mayhem in Forlorn Hope, and now they have no hope. When I got that, Decanus Deadsea gave me a pretty nice machete. It was named, I can't remember what the name of it was. But that's about it. I mean, other than the actually assigned quests, those were all pretty standard. I did kind of a lot of little odd jobs for people. I did end up at level 15 after all this, and I'm just kind of standing in Novak right now, waiting to go off and deal with the ghouls. So I will talk to you about that later next time. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Craig. That's great. Any thoughts right off the bat there, Ray?
Love the cannibalism. And I mean, really, are you all that surprised that people are uncomfortable with you eating corpses in front of them, Craig?
Well,
I mean, seriously.
I almost think it's even weirder that they don't mind that you take the meat and just walk away. You know,
Well,
they
yeah.
have a problem with that too.
Well, I mean, a lot of people look the other way, with unspeakable things, as long as you don't do it right in front of them.
I guess so. As long as I don't have to see it, right?
That's right.
Oh man, gross. What is cannibalism? Does it give you? I assume it will help regenerate your health.
Yeah.
Does it give you? I mean, it'll take away karma, so there's that negative side effect. Is there any other positive side to cannibalism?
Not that I'm aware of.
So it just regenerate. Will it regenerate health, or just sort of like give you like 20 HP per pound or whatever?
I've never actually done it, so I'm not certain.
Interesting. Right on. I've played with it in Skyrim a little bit, but I never have done it in Fallout. That sounds interesting. Cool. The reputation thing, he mentioned that he got some infamy or whatever, and that someone said that he had 3 days to clean up his reputation with the town or whatever.
Yeah, with the NCR, it's if you get a little bit too far off of and start getting some negative reputation with them, they'll give you a chance to straighten yourself out, and if you don't, then they start attacking you.
That's interesting. They give you a warning and a little time period to catch up. That's cool. My last point I wanted to my last thought here. He has Eddie with him. Will Eddie be weirded out by him being like a slaver in the Legion or anything? Is Eddie going to be cool just tagging along with this sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Eddie's a lot like dog meat in that he's, completely fine with whatever you're doing.
All right, well, sounds good. Wait, he said he had some other follower too, though, right? Did you recognize the name of that follower?
Yeah, it's Cass, Rosa Sharon Cassidy, and as long as you give her a bottle of whiskey, she'll do whatever.
Wait, isn't she from the NCR bar up there?
She is, but she's a caravaner, so she was pissed off because she was stuck up there.
Oh, that's right. She's not actually part of the NCR. She's just trying to get through, and the NCR is actually holding her up and shaking her down a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So she's actually kind of pissed at the NCR, which will give her more incentive to go to the Legion side anyway. That's cool.
Yep.
Nicely written in there. Good job. Okay. Any last thoughts for Craig there?
That's one of my all-time favorite Victor lines.
What's that?
The butter biscuit.
Butter my biscuits. I thought you meant our podcast companion, Victor.
Oh yeah, no. Victor the robot in the game.
Yeah, butter my. That's funny. Good job. All right. Thank you so much, Craig. Let's hear from Jeremy.
Hello, Roundtable. This is Jeremy McDaniel checking in from the great Commonwealth of Boston, Massachusetts. Decided I'm going to give Season 4, the Fallout New Vegas Roundtable, a whirl. And I went ahead and did my character role. My character's name's Cincinnati Slim. He's obviously a male. So I guess it's not that obvious. He's a male. His faction's Mr. House. Strength is 5, Perception 9, Endurance 3, Charisma 6, Intelligence 9, Agility 3, and Luck 5. So Perception and Intelligence are my strengths. My first trait is Wild Wasteland. Second trait is Heavy-Handed. And my skill perks or tags or whatever the hell they're called are Sneak, Science, and Explosives. My companion is Rose of Sharon Cassidy. And this is my first time playing New Vegas. And I got started, obviously, intro cutscene. I see I'm shot, and I wake up in Doc Mitchell's kind of hospital cabin. And, he patches me up, gives me the down low, kind of on Good Springs where we're at. And he sends me off with my Pip-Boy. And as I'm in there, I take all the goods I can since they're not stolen, get all the stim packs and doctor's bags and goodies. and he told me to kind of head out and seek out Sunny Smiles, and she'd probably be at the saloon in town, like Prospector Saloon. And he also told me about the person who saved me, and I guess he kind of gave me, told me to look out for a robot named Victor. And as I exited the house, I actually ran into Victor, and he was a robot I do not recognize, or I did not recognize. I've never seen this type of robot before, and I really liked his TV screen face. But you know, he seemed kind of, you know, he didn't give me much of a reason why he saved me, I don't think, but he also couldn't really give me much info on who the guys were who killed me. But he was an interesting figure, and you know, seems to be somewhat important for the fact that he saved me. And still wonder why. Talking to Sunny Smiles, she kind of showed me the ropes in our second and third assigned quests back in the saddle and by a campfire on a trail. Got through those. Those are, you know, very tutorial style quests, which was good for me, being my first time in New Vegas. Knowing, you know, where these new buttons were and whatnot and subtle differences. She took me out shooting, and then on to go gecko hunting. And we were out with her dog Cheyenne, and you know, all of a sudden these geckos hop up on their hind legs and start running at us. And I tried taking them out. I realized New Vegas seems to be a lot more difficult to kill things. Just the combat and just the aiming is a lot more tricky. I tend to be a third-person player, and you know, I started out trying to shoot in third person, and those geckos were mighty quick, and you know, I really realized I had to rely on VATS a lot more to kill things. Unfortunately, the geckos killed Cheyenne. I felt so bad. Poor Cheyenne. Sunny Smiles' dog lay dead, but I made sure to grab the meat off her. Don't want that to go to waste. But Sunny Smiles was upset about Cheyenne, but she was thankful that I helped her take care of the geckos. And then she sent me on a fetch quest where she taught me how to do the cooking and crafting. So from there, those are the signed ones, and I just did a little bit more side questing, and ended up, you know, meeting Trudy in the saloon, and I saw she was fighting with man Cobb of the Powder Gang, who was looking for this guy Ringo. And, you know, I talked to Trudy, and it seemed like these Powder Gang guys were kind of hassling the town in search of this Ringo guy who was hiding out in Good Springs. So I decided I'd take care of things, and I went and met Ringo. And you know, he suggested that I recruit some of the townsfolk to help me defend him and try and take down these Powder Gang guys. Ringo also gave me like a deck of cards, and he's like, "Oh, I can teach you a card game. You can play a game." I was like, "Oh, sure." Like, "Oh, you know, New Vegas, close to the Strip. Let's play some cards." You know, he gave me a deck, and he kind of made it seem like he was going to teach me the game. And I was like, "Yeah, let's play. He'll teach me. It's good." I figured it was a tutorial quest maybe or something. And that motherfucker, we started playing. I had to bet 50 bottle caps, which was most all I had. And we get playing. He doesn't explain the rules, and I'm just lost. And I basically fumble through trying to play it. I just place cards here and there and obviously lose. And that filthy bastard took my money. He was a card shark, swindler. But somehow I decided, for some reason, Cincinnati Slim decided to help him anyway, just because this Powder Gang guy seemed like more of an asshole, I guess. End up getting most of the town on my side. Sunny Smiles. I get Easy Pizza. Dynamite. I get Trudy to be behind the cause and to gather more town folk. The only person I couldn't convince to help out with the Powder Gang in Good Springs was Chet, the store owner. I didn't have enough barter. So you know, we kind of just I talked to Ringo, and we set up a ambush and basically invited the Powder Gang into town to the saloon. And as they approached, we just took them down very quickly and easily. got their loot. I think at some point I got a 10mm pistol, which is my current weapon of choice. Although I've been using the knife a lot for those geckos. I felt like in the third person, I could kill those guys real easily with just a up close and personal knife. Fillet them for their meat. One last thing I did notice. I was wondering if this is part of the Wild Wasteland type of. I was out kind of by the water sources for good springs, and this guy named Thorn Barton came up to me and he's like, "Hey, like my family is being attacked by geckos just down the way and to the right. Like, can you hurry and help them?" So I go and I kill these geckos, and I kind of just find this like dead body with a bunch of loot, and I take all the loot and I turn around, and the Thorn Barton dude's coming up to me, and he's like, "Oh, thanks. I just needed you to clear up those geckos, and I just need to take care of you. I just wanted to, gather the loot from that guy." And so he tried to kill me, and I just quickly took him down. But it was kind of a cool, random occurrence that happened to me. As I was just kind of walking through the wasteland, this guy approached me. So I was wondering if that was part of the Wild Wasteland stuff or not. But it was just a very fun and felt very natural, just kind of occurrence and immersion into the Mojave. So that's pretty much all I did for the questing. I do want to just quickly note, and I always take so long on these, I'm sorry. But, I've only played Fallout 4, and I popped this in, and immediately, I was a little bit of a shock at first from the graphics and just the animation. And it's definitely an older game. I had to look it up. I guess it was made in 09. And, it's funny, you don't realize how much games have improved until you go back and play them. So the graphics and, I love third person. I'm more of like the Twitch shooter type. So in Fallout 4, I do use VATS a ton, but my first go-to is always just shooting, lots of times third person, sometimes first person, freehand. And so that was just seeing how hard the combat is in New Vegas. Like without VATS, I'd be so dead. And I'm going to definitely have to rely on that a whole lot more. But, once I got over the shock of the graphics and the animations, like I really love the dialogue in this game. I love it. Seems like there's, even in just these little quests, I've come across so many skill checks and talking point charisma checks that it's been really interesting, and the storytelling feels really good, and the quests and just the immersive nature of the things people say and how they talk, it feels really nice and a little bit different from Fallout 4. I don't know exactly in what ways. Maybe it's mostly just all these added checks, and also like I stole some books and stole some bartering books out of the prospector's office, and my karma went down, and some of these like more immersive things I thought were really tight. I like started to put on powder gang armor, and it's like, oh wait, like if you walk around places in this armor, and people don't like them, they'll treat you different. So I'm really impressed with New Vegas from a immersive, and just the world feels very rich even early in the game. But I wish it was the same game, just with updated graphics like Fallout 4 and updated animations. I hope I can keep up with this roundtable. I'm still playing through my very first playthrough of the main story of Fallout 4 with my character from season 3 of the roundtable, Michelle Briggs. So I might be giving you updates on her randomly, but anywho, I talk forever. Sorry, guys. Thanks for listening, and thanks for letting me submit the feedback. Guys, take it easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for calling in. So, Wild Wasteland. What's up with Wild Wasteland? I'm with Jeremy. I'm a newbie, so I don't really know what the difference is. Could you just give me a few examples of some Wild Wasteland, how it presents itself?
Well, so the encounter that he had is a a stock encounter. It's not Wild Wasteland.
Yeah, I assumed that one was, because there's one almost exactly like that in Skyrim, I think.
No,
Maybe, I don't know.
and it's, I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, they're definitely, you know, they're pretty noticeable. They're just really weird, and you know, I don't want to give too many of them away, but you know, you'll know them when you come across them. You know, oftentimes that's the only trait that I'll take, just because you know, there isn't really any big negative, you know, to that one at all.
So yeah, I'm in the same, but I was thinking I just hit level 10, I think. So I was thinking maybe it's level dependent. Maybe now at level 10 that'll start.
No, it's all location based.
Oh, it's location based. Okay. I think you've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Okay. The graphics. What do you think?
Yeah, it's, you know,
Fallout 4.
It's an older game. But you know, it just has such a cool feel to it. You know, the, you know, dirty, rugged, you know, it just kind of all fits with, you know, the generally, you know, not polished graphics. But it is, you know, it is so rich in story and in interactions with all the different characters that you come across in the game. I think that's what really, you know, makes it such a you know, such a long-standing game, one that, you know, holds up because of that aspect of it.
Yeah, and I really like the radio. If you guys really like to sink into the sort of good old Western feel, I like the old timey radio play. You know, the score music is great too, but I think the even in Fallout 4, even more so than in Fallout 4, I think New Vegas does a really good job of honing in a feel of atmosphere with the. I don't even remember what the station's called. It's just called. I don't even remember. There's 2 stations. You get on your pip radio. The one that plays the, you know, it would be the equivalent of Diamond City Radio in Fallout 4.
The new, Mr. New Vegas.
My thoughts, let's see. Of course, it's going to be really tough to go backwards if you're doing Fallout 4 first and then going back to New Vegas. I did the same thing. I attempted New Vegas right before 4 came out, but my PlayStation 3 sort of melted down and it did not get along well with New Vegas. So I just went in and hopped into Fallout 4 and played that one first. So yeah, I agree with you, Jeremy. It is sort of a little bit of a shock to go backwards, but I'm also jumping backwards from Skyrim into Oblivion now for the Oblivion Roundtable that they're doing over there at the A Skyrim Addict podcast, and it is even more of a shock. But for some reason, it's not bothering me. Like, it really bugged me a couple years ago when I tried Oblivion for the first time, but I think I maybe knew what to expect and actually sort of gave it a chance more. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I tried to not let just the graphics and the sluggishness of the controls bother me, but really sort of appreciate the other aspects of the game. And then I was just like, wow, no, this is a great game. Now I kind of see now what other people love about this game. I will never, know it like them to the depths that they know it. Like, Skyrim will always be my Elder Scrolls game. I won't ever be able to feel that with Oblivion, but I understand now what the people who are passionate about Oblivion seeing it. You know what I mean?
No.
You can't do it?
I tried. I had listened to the Oblivion Roundtable first episode and thought, man, this sounds so cool. I got to give it another try. And so I loaded it up and played it for twice as long as I did the last time.
Yeah, like 10 minutes.
And no, it was for 4 hours.
Oh, wow. No, that is pretty good.
And
you can get a good feel in 4 hours, I think.
It just didn't happen for me.
Yeah,
so I uninstalled it.
That's fine. Yeah, I killed it. It's dead to me. That's great. Speech checks. Yeah, he was talking about speech checks too. There was another big difference between this game and Fallout 4. I now just bumped up my speech to 100. That's my first skill that I've gotten up to 100. Ray, have you gotten any of your skills up to 100 yet?
No, not yet. I'm only level 9, I think.
Yeah, I'm just level 10, but I've sort of lopsided. I'm not leveling them up at the same rate. I've put basically all of my points into one. And I don't know if that lopsides your character, because in Skyrim sometimes that gets problematic if you lopside one of your skills too hard, and like will unbalance your character in weird situations. But hopefully I didn't do anything strange here.
But did you do it in speech?
Yeah, my speech is 100 now because I felt like that is the most fucking useful thing in this game. I agree with you, Jeremy. There are tons of speech checks, and as soon as I realized that, I'm like, speech is one of my categories. I'm going to fucking pound all of these points into speech as hard as I can.
Yeah, you can pretty much talk your way out of just about every situation.
It's great. Someone threw an 80 speech check at me, and they thought they were all hot shit, and I was like, oh, come at me with your 80 speech check, bro. I will slap that shit aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Speech checks are good.
That's what I have guns for.
Let my guns do my talking. That's a bad man, Ray. All right, next we have John from Maryland. So hi, John.
All right, ASA listeners, this is John calling from the land of pleasant living here in Baltimore, Maryland. I am calling in with my play along for the New Vegas Roundtable. I randomly rolled a female. I'm following Mr. House. Her name is Gracie Law. I named her after Kim Cattrall in Big Trouble in Little China. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. She's a kick-ass character. I got a kick-ass character. My special going down is 787-3726. That gives me a hell of a lot of strength, endurance, and intelligence. Pretty high perception, but I got low charisma, low agility. I got pretty decent luck as well. I pulled tag skills of unarmed explosives and melee. It's kind of in my wheelhouse, but it's not really in my wheelhouse. I usually play small guns, light melee. But usually I try and play better with small guns and some rifles. So this should be interesting with me just blowing all the shit up and then punching Caesar's Legion in the face. I didn't roll any traits. It rolled me no traits, but I actually took heavy-handed and wasteland, wacky wasteland. I just figured it might make things a little bit more interesting. Same thing with, I didn't roll a follower. So I may not take a follower. I may take Eddie. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of make it up as I go along. I'm about three quests in with everybody else. And so far, it's just been basic tutorial shit. As far as I can remember, the first mission was Sunny. I didn't know what the hell to expect. I never played New Vegas, and the minute the geckos stood up on their hind legs, started running at me, I was cackling for at least 5 minutes. I had to stop and pause the game because I couldn't concentrate on what the hell I had to do to hit these damn things because I was too busy laughing at these things standing up on their hind legs, flailing their arms at me. That settler died that you're supposed to save at the third well. I've played it through. I made a couple characters before I made Gracie, so I've never been able to save that person. Let me know if you can. I'll try and go back and do it again, but every time I do it, she gets about 2 whacks on a gecko and dies. The second quest with Ringo and the Powder Gangers, I'm trying to play it just kind of right down the middle, like neutral good. I do what I gotta. I figured that'll lend me more Mr. House, but I did side with Ringo, and I took the shit out of the Powder Gangers. I had Sonny help me. I made the mistake of immediately taking the better armor, the powder ganger armor. I put it on, and Ringo flipped out and started shooting at me. I would have reloaded the save if he hadn't totally killed my ass, and then it reloaded itself. So second time around, I killed everybody. I just took their weapons, repaired a bunch of shit, and I didn't even bother with the armor. I got leather armor at the moment, so it's working out all right. It's pretty much where I'm at. I stopped right outside Prim. I'm supposed to be talking with the courier agency about where the hell my contract, whatever I was carrying, my delivery stuff. I'm loving it so far. I've never been in New Vegas. I've listened to the playthrough, but I've never been in it, so I'm seeing what I've been expecting for so long. Yeah, I love the amount of weapons and stuff that they're giving you in the game that you don't really get in 4. I played 1 and 2 a long time ago, but I never played New Vegas. I didn't really get into 3, so 4 was my first full deep dive into Fallout. But yeah, I got some boxing tape, which is hot garbage right now for Gracie. I got a bunch of dynamite, and right now I'm just swinging for the fences with this. I bought a shovel from the general store, and I took a kitchen knife from Doc Mitchell's house. So right now I'm either slicing and dicing with this kitchen knife it's damn near in perfect condition, or I'm just beating 8 shades of shit out of something with a shovel. So I'm gonna try and keep up with the round table. I've been listening to all your Fallout 4 round tables. I figured I'd give you a hand. I'll check back in with Gracie with the next batch of quests. All right. I'll be listening to you guys. I'll see you out there. Remember, Mojave, no problems.
Oh, that's great. Mojave, no problems. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, John from Maryland. That's great. Thoughts, Ray?
Those geckos, they are kind of hard to take seriously. They'll bite the crap out of you, but the little arms kind of waving in the air.
They flail, and the way their hips swivel when they run. It's like hilarious.
Yeah, and their big old Pac-Man heads.
Yeah. Let's see. I wrote down. Geckos was one of the things I wrote down. The dead settler. Can you ever save that settler? That he was talking about? No, it is possible. Okay.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad because everybody's having a hard time saving the settler. And, when I was doing that quest, I killed the second set of geckos, and then I went over because I knew I needed the shovel. And so I went over and picked up this shovel, and Sonny and Cheyenne run off, in the direction of the settler. And I came over the hill, and just about that time I got the XP queue, and I looked down, and the 3 of them are all standing there at the bottom around a bunch of dead geckos.
Hey, all right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, cool.
It is pretty sweet. I have Boone in tow right now with me, and I'm like, I have a not a butcher knife. I have a combat knife or something that I'm doing lots of battling with. I'm enjoying some melee in New Vegas for some reason, but he keeps killing things for like right as I'm approaching and swiping, like their head will explode and go pop right before I get up to start even taking a swipe. Like, damn it, Boone! But I keep getting the plus whatever XP.
Yeah. I've got Eddie and Sonny and Cheyenne, and so.
And you must be doing a mod.
I got a mod so Sonny could be my follower, and I don't have to do squat.
You just sit back and collect the experience. Yeah. He said something about Gracie and boxing tape. Did you?
Yeah, boxing tape is is something that you find, and it helps your unarmed damage. Gracie's the name of his character.
Oh, of his character. Okay, I thought he was talking about a follower. So do they mean like boxing as in the sport, not like boxing as in mailing a package?
Correct. Yeah, it's the the white tape that they tape their fingers up with.
I was picturing the clear mailing tape. I was like, what the fuck sense does that make?
Yeah, very little.
Okay, glad I wrote that down. That's hilarious. And he listened to the New Vegas playthrough before playing New Vegas, right? What was your order of Fallout games?
So I played Fallout 3, and then
Back when it came out originally, back in the
yep, and then
4.
and then shortly thereafter, New Vegas came out, so I played that.
Okay.
And then I went off and played a few other games before Fallout 4 came out.
Yeah, there was a couple of years in between there, wasn't there?
Yeah, and actually, I hadn't played New Vegas in a long time, and then when Pat started his Let's Play, I loaded it back onto my machine and played around with it a little bit. There were a couple of specific things that I wanted to do, so I built a character specifically to do that, and so.
Did you have any old saves from back from the first time you were playing it, or did you?
No doubt I do. I'm a horrible data hoarder.
Yeah,
I never delete anything.
A little copy of everything hidden somewhere.
No.
Nice. Well, great. Thank you, Josh, for writing into the show. Very good to hear from you. Hopefully, you can keep up with us the whole season. Hopefully, I can keep up with us the whole season. You know what I mean, Ray?
Yeah, there's a lot to this game.
There is a lot to this game. All right, guys. Well, let's take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. A little information about our marathon coming up.
On Saturday, November 11th, join us for ASA Podcasting's 12-hour charity event featuring a Skyrim addict, the Fallout Feed, the Chatterbox, My Journey with Cystic Fibrosis, Game Talk, Awesome Spaceship, Earwash, and more. All funds raised will be donated to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Help us surpass the $2,500 raised in 2016. Full details and schedule can be found at asapodcasting.com.
Hi, this is Josh from Idaho. This is my feedback and character creation for season 4, the first part of the roundtable. This is my first time participating in the roundtable. So I rolled a female character. Her name is Granger. Her faction is Yes Man. Strength is 3, Perception 5, Endurance 10, Charisma 6, Intelligence 8. Agility 5, Luck 3. My companion is Craig Boone. Trait number 1 is Fast Shot. Trait 2, I didn't have one. Science, Lockpick, and Guns were my tag skills. So did the character creation for Ain't That a Kick in the Head. Wandered around the doc's house and looked for stuff all around. Then headed out to meet Sunny at the Prospector Saloon for the start of Back in the Saddle. Did some target practice, then went and killed some geckos at the well. Cheyenne died, her dog, wondering if this always happens. After that, went ahead and killed the geckos at the other well and got a reward from Sunny. Then I did by a campfire on the trail. Sunny had me go get some Xavier root by the schoolhouse, had to kill a couple of praying mantises. Then went and got some Brock flower at the cemetery, ran into a scorpion on my way up, got stung by that, killed 4 bloat flies, made the healing powder, and then went to meet up with Trudy. She told me about Ringo and the powder gangers. She thinks I should help him out. Still deciding whether or not I'm going to do that. Let's see. Traded some things with her, and then ended up buying Fixin' Things magazine, which gave me +10 repair, and also a Meeting People magazine that gave me +10 speech. Then I fixed her radio and got some caps for that. Let's see, like I said before, this is the first time I've been involved in the roundtable. Looking forward to playing through this game. It is the first time I've ever played Fallout New Vegas, and also looking forward to the Fallout Feeds Fantasy Football League. I joined up with that, so looking forward to our upcoming draft. All right, see you in the wasteland. Thank you. Hi, this is Josh with feedback for my character Granger for the Fallout Feed Roundtable Part 2. I ended up deciding to help out Ringo with a gunfight in Good Springs with the Powder Gangers. Unfortunately, Ringo did not survive. I looted the Powder Gangers and sold the stuff to Chet to get more ammo. Used a magazine to have +10 barter, and then ended up taking the Black Widow perk when I leveled up. Went ahead and spoke with Sunny to start. They went that away. She told me to head southeast to Prim, so I did. Ran into a place called Gene Skydiving. There were 2 powder gangers there. They were pretty rude to me when I was talking to them. The second one that I spoke with ended up asking me if I was eyeballing him. So, of course, I pulled out my pistol and shot him in the face, which his eyeball happened to pop out and fly across the screen. So I thought that was pretty funny. Ended up killing the other powder ganger. Now I'm vilified by the powder ganger. Not sure if that's the worst you can get to, but with a group. But that's where I'm at right now. Went inside, found a key, opened the locker, found some outfits and ammo and a straight razor. Let's see, the NCR. I ran into an NCR patrolman outside of Prim. He told me not to go in. Said there's escaped convicts and raider factions that have taken over the town. Went in anyways, killed the escaped convicts, looted their stuff, repaired some weapons. Ended up having to go sleep in the sheriff's office to get my health back up. Spoke with Johnny Nash. Talked to him about my employment. He mentioned that the guy that was supposed to do the job before me quit when he saw my name on the list. So not sure what that's all about, but sure I'll find out at some point in time. Went ahead and spoke with Deputy Beagle. Went to go rescue Deputy Beagle. He was captured by the powder gangers. Went through, went fine. Went ahead and did my kind of town. Killed 2 more convicts. I leveled up to level 3. Put some points into sneak and survival and guns. Let's see. Had 4 more convicts. Looted them. I saved the deputy. He took off outside. I ran out to catch up with him and ended up running into Malcolm Holmes. Let's see. He informed me that believed that the sheriff was incarcerated. Went ahead and spoke with Lieutenant Hayes about getting help for Prim. He told me to go see Knight over at the Mojave Outpost. So went ahead and headed out that direction. Located the Nevada Highway Patrol Station. There were 2 jackals outside and then 2 jackals inside. Saw that there was looked like about 5 more enemies, so I was pretty beat up at that point. So I backed out for a minute. Then I thought better of it and just decided, what the heck, I'll go back in and see what I can do. ended up it was some praying mantises, took them out, and then headed out back on my way to the Mojave outpost. Ended up finding the giant ant, killed the giant ant. Let's see. Made it to the Mojave outpost. There was a pretty cool monument, I thought, over the entryway. And then, let's see, went and saw Knight. He agreed to come with troops, but I used a barter mag to get up to his level because he denied me the first time I tried. Went back, ran into giant ants, went ahead and took them out, popped up to level 4. I used that to increase my meds, barter, and sneak. Took the Swift Learner perk. And then, let's see, the ants that I ran into ended up clearing out a quest for Ranger Jackson that said to clear out the road. So I went back, told him that I did that. He gave me a service rifle and some ammo. Got back, let's see. Got back, spoke with Lieutenant Hayes, got him to agree to use protection for, or become the law enforcement for Prim, but it was going to come at a cost. The citizens would have to register as NCR residents and pay taxes. Went ahead and ended up doing Cold Heart after that. I went to Nipton before I started this and saw actually what the Legion had done, and then ended up letting Sergeant Kilborn know that they burned and crucified pretty much everybody in the town. And let's see, that was the end of that. And I believe that gets us to the end of my quest for this time. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And having a lot of fun with the fantasy football so far. So thanks again, Jeremy, for getting that set up, and all the participants. It's just been great. So thanks, everyone. Take care. Okay, this is Josh again with Granger's Story. Ended up, didn't realize that I didn't complete. They went that away when I sent in the second part of my feedback. So this is, I guess, part 2B to finish that out. I had met Manny over at Novak. He had asked me to clear out the RepCon facility of the ghouls. So went over there, ended up getting in, spoke with a Chris Halverson, who's a human that thought he was a ghoul, and ghoul Jason Bright, who's in charge of their order. They ended up asking me to help them fire off some rockets for the Great Journey. I went ahead and helped them with this. Had to get some atomic fuel. That was easy enough to get. Then had to get some thrust modules from the junkyard. Ended up having to buy those for 500 caps. Couldn't convince the lady to sell them to me any cheaper than that. So went ahead and did that. Talked to Chris, convinced him that he was actually human, since he thought he was a ghoul. Then he got really upset at Jason because he said he was taking advantage of him. I convinced him that it was still the good thing, the right thing to do to help him out. So he decided to do that. And then I convinced him that after we helped him out, that he should go to Novak, because there's a really nice community there. So went ahead and did the Great Journey, launched those rockets. That was pretty neat. Believe there was some Apocalypse Now music going on in the background when they were launching the rockets. So I'm now liked in Novak. I leveled up, so I took barter, speech, and some medicine. Went back to Novak, met Boone. He's supposed to be my companion, I believe. Wants me to find out who sold his wife or set her up to go to the slavers in the Legion. Wants me to bring the person in front of the dinosaur tower so he can kill him. Gave me his beret as a signal. Went over, talked to Manny, let him know that the Repcon facility was cleared of the ghouls. He was pretty excited about that. I asked him about Boone's wife. He informed me that everybody hated Boone's wife, that she was a real big jerk, and he was happy that she was not there anymore. Gave me an option to have him take a walk in front of the dinosaur with me. I decided not to do that at this time. Went ahead and got the information from Manny that it was Benny who set me up, and some of his old gang members, the Great Khans, over in, we're going to go up to Boulder City. I went up to Boulder City, met the lieutenant, I believe it was Newman. He informed me that the Great Khans had two of the NCR soldiers as hostages. I asked to go in as to negotiate a deal with the Great Khans. So I went in to talk to their leader, Jessup, talked to him. He told me that Benny stole the chip and backed out of the deal to pay them the money that he was supposed to pay the Great Khans. My speech check was too low, so I ended up backing out of that conversation. But while in the conversation, I guess I hit level 8, so I was able to bump up my speech to a level so that I could let or get Jessup to release the NCR hostages. He let him go, gave me Benny's lighter, told me to shove it up his ass when I get him. Let's see. So I went out, talked to the lieutenant again. He informed me that, and when I set up for level 8, I took Swift Learner perk again. I found that really helpful. It seems like I'm leveling up pretty darn quickly, and I appreciate that. So I went out, talked to the lieutenant. He informed me that he just got word that he was going to have to take out the Great Khans, even if they didn't have the hostages anymore. I convinced him not to let them go because, I laid on the integrity aspect. He went ahead and did that. I was also very happy that I took that Swift Learner perk, because right after I completed, they went that away right there. I leveled up to level 9. So once again, like I said, I was happy I took that perk. Let's see. That was all that I have now. And now I have successfully completed part 2, as far as I know. Have a good one, everyone, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
He completed part 2. I haven't completed part 2 yet, right?
Yeah, no, me neither.
You did do the rockets though earlier today, right?
Yeah.
How's that? You like that question? I mean, we'll get into more depth in the show, but
yeah, that's always an interesting one.
He mentioned
and there's a lot of good loot.
The Apocalypse Now music in the background.
Yeah, I'm sure Wagner wouldn't really hear that he had been associated with a war movie, but who knows?
Oh, the service rifle he mentioned, that is one of my favorite things. If you have any association with the NCR, my number one tip, first off, it's just because I'm a sucker for the combat rifle in Fallout 4. If Fallout 4 is your first game and you're a sucker for that combat rifle, you'll want to head for the service rifle in New Vegas. You go to that location he mentioned behind the jackals. Well, what do you say? There's 2 jackals inside, 2 jackals outside?
Yeah, that's one of the raider gangs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
The Vipers are the other ones.
There are way too many fucking factions in this game, right? It is crazy.
That's what makes it awesome.
It is crazy.
You never know who you're pissing off.
Really, really weird. Speaking of that, what did he say? Vilified. Is that on the karma scale?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, that's on the reputation scale.
What the fuck is the difference?
So you have a reputation with each of the different
my
factions in the game.
Okay, right.
And so vilified is the top of the scale, when they hate you.
Yeah, okay.
And then idolized is the top of the scale when they like you.
How many levels are there? Is there just nothing?
6 each.
There's 6 each way, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Yeah. And so my goal is to try and hit Wild Child, which is the top of the scale for right down the middle.
So wait, so no one likes you?
You're not liked and you're not hated.
You can just walk anywhere. No one cares. How do the taxes work? Do you get to see the back end of that or anything?
No. It's just part of the dialogue.
Okay.
It's part of what's with the NCR is that you get their protection, but it costs freedom and money.
How do the residents of Prim feel about that? Does anyone throw a hissy fit about?
Nobody throws a hissy fit, but they will throw bitchy comments. Yeah,
interesting. That'd be cool to hear some of their dialogue if you go back and check that out a little bit, Josh. Did you have any thoughts? I was just listing off all the things I jotted down.
Yeah, no, the vilified was one thing I wanted to highlight, because that is that's one of the unique things about Vegas.
Yeah. Okay, so there's reputation and karma. Those are both different scales.
Yep.
Karma, I stole something. No one saw me, and my karma went down. I was like, "What the fuck? No one even saw me. How did they know?" That's
nobody knew. That's
like there's
in the game.
There's a judgmental eye in the sky in this game.
Yep.
Okay, he really hammered on Swift Learner. What is that again? Is it just extra XP?
Yeah, it bumps up the XP that you earn from every encounter.
Nice. I might.
So it's not quite like Idiot Savant, but it's similar. It's where you get more XP for everything you do.
It's just like boosting your intelligence and right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does intelligence also have the exact same effect in New Vegas that it did in Fallout 4? Is it just the higher intelligence, the more experience points?
Yeah, it does impact all that, and it also impacts the number of skill points you get.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I get 12, I think, right now, and I have an intelligence of 3 in my character. I'm really low.
So I get 16 every time.
Oh, that's nice. What level intelligence are you?
What am I, 8? I think maybe.
I was just gonna say, if you're level 10, what is the max?
Yeah, I'm 8.
What is the max number of skill points you can get per level up?
So I can't remember if it's 2 more or 4 more. We'll have to ask Kara, because Kara's a 10 intelligence. So we'll see what she gets every time.
That she is. Oh, Boone and Manny.
It's because she went to college.
Yeah. She's like Dr. Karen.
Got that? Yeah, got that darn degree.
Boone and Manny. I always like. It seems like Manny doesn't realize Boone's, or he's trying to play it off or something, right?
That Boone's what?
Boone's on his case.
Oh. Yeah, I can't think of any interaction that they have together.
I want him. I'm wearing my beret too, and Boone's wearing his beret, and we both have our glasses on. We look like a little little
bro club.
Little bro club. And then we trotted off to Fort McCarran, and then there's all the other guys in their berets. So we're all standing around. I'm like, hey guys, you want to come out with me? I was like, man, I wish you know how there's quest followers that I used to like to take in Fallout 4? Are there any quest followers like that in New Vegas? You know of offhand? Any DJs?
Not that I can think of. Oh, there's bound to be something, but nah.
There's got to be something. He mentioned Cheyenne died.
Yeah, that happens fairly regularly.
I hope he didn't beat her with.
If you don't really, because you know, Cheyenne goes and runs into the thick of battle, and so when you get to that well and there's 3 geckos, if you don't go in and thin those out, they will definitely gang up and take Cheyenne down.
All of a sudden, there's 30 geckos on Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Cheyenne. Geckos are gumming you to death. Okay, I have here. He had the magazine Meeting People, which gives you a +10 of speech. And magazines are different than they are, right? In Fallout 4, I think magazines have a temporary effect in this game.
Right.
In Fallout 4, they just boost to give you small increases.
Right. So the skill books give you the skill increases. The magazines give you a temporary bump,
and it gives.
And you can tell because the books weigh something in your inventory, and the magazines don't.
He got a +10 of speech, and I was just curious. I have a 100 of speech. If I take that magazine, will it calculate and go over and give me that credit, or is it just a waste?
It would be a waste.
Okay, so I need to sell any speech magazines that I have. Is there any advantage to giving those to like Boone or something? Does he have any use for magazines?
No.
Okay, cool. Great feedback, Josh. Thank you so much. Ray, did you have any last thoughts there?
No, just Mr. Overachiever. No, he's a week ahead of us.
Mr. Overachiever. That's going to be Josh's new nickname from now on, everybody. He's got to be Mr. Overachiever. All right, we'll get that started in the group. Let's take a little break again and hear from our buddies over there at the Jay and Jack Podcast Network for a little broadcast. Hi, broadcast.
Hello and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Colleen.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Broadcast. Think of us as girls' night in podcast form.
Feminism,
sex,
relationships,
politics,
pop culture.
Nothing is off limits.
And we mean nothing.
So pop a bottle and grab a bag of Fritos.
I have really good chips here.
And come speak your feels with us. That's what she said.
The broadcast.
Proud member of Jay and Jack Productions and Blog Talk Radio.
Find us on iTunes or wherever else you get your podcasts.
That's amazing. I got to go listen to broadcast. Thanks, Jay and Jack. I used to love the Lost podcast, Jay and Jack, but now they have another whole family of shows. They do all sorts of other TV shows now, and Ramblecast is someone we'll hear from in a little bit too. Right, I have to load up the email here for Casey. We've got 2 for Casey. Let me see if I can find those here. There we go. Casey, thank you for writing in. Sometimes this takes a second to load. For all of you people listening in the YouTube, I can clip this out for the podcast.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
There we go.
Hello, everyone at the Fallout Roundtable. This is Casey. This is my Fallout New Vegas episode 3 character update. I'm still in Good Springs at this point. Plot-wise, I'm just following the trail to Benny, trying to catch up with him, and that led me from Good Springs to Prim, down to Nipton, and then to Novak, finally, for this week. I talked to pretty much every character along the way, getting information, just hot on the trail of this Benny character. The story, I'm sure, will be covered more in the main episode, but along the way, I'm just taking it slow, learning a lot about my character. I got my 3 take skills, repair, sneak, and energy weapons all above 50 at this point. Pretty much just focusing on those and another one. Whichever one increases your food, like helps with the food survival maybe. Anyway, the perks I've increased up to this point. I got Black Widow last episode. Now I got Educated, Comprehension, and Swift Learner. So the things I've learned about my character are I'm trying really hard not to be a hoarder on this playthrough and playing with hardcore on, which really helps with that, the weight and everything with the ammo. So I'm really trying to just focus on the energy weapons and the energy weapon ammo and selling everything else. It really helps with just saves time going back to my house and storing things I'm not really going to need for this playthrough. So that's been hard, but I'm trying to not be a hoarder. Well, let's see. So I sell pretty much everything that's not energy weapon related. And caps have been pretty easy to come by so far by selling all that stuff and by playing Caravan. I really enjoy coming across someone who's willing to play me in Caravan in this game because that game is so easy, it's hard to lose. So it's a pretty quick 500 caps or whatever every hour or so of gameplay time. And I realized my character is a big thief in this game. With the sneak above 50, I haven't really had any trouble with making anyone mad or anything either. But yeah, if I come across any energy weapon ammo or a stim pack or caps, like I'm just taking it from everybody. So far, nobody has seemed to really care. My karma goes down every time I do it, but I looked overall and I still think I'm like in the positive somehow. I don't know. So I'm not too worried about being a bad karma player either because it seems to be pretty generous. And let's see. My second trait was Wild Wasteland, and I think I came across only one so far. I think I just found the refrigerator guy leaving right out of just leaving Good Springs. I think that's the only one I've found so far. And let's see. I think that was about it. I just took a nice leisurely stroll through those cities. Just leveling up my few times, 2 or 3 times. Not a lot of combat so far. It's pretty light on that so far. And let's see, my companion Raul I still have not found. And my faction of Yes Man. I still have not come across him yet. So I'll keep looking in the next episode for Benny, Raul, and Yes Man. So thanks for listening, everyone, and have a good day. Bye. Hello, Fallout Feed and all of the Fallout Roundtable listeners. My name is Casey from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm calling in to give my Fallout New Vegas character creation, and I'm also going to go through the episode 2 missions at the same time in this recording. I'm very excited to start Fallout New Vegas with you all, and I'm playing on a PS3. I have played New Vegas before. I checked my old save files, and it has been since 2013. Apparently, was the last time I played it. But I have beat the game before, but I've never played the DLC, so I'm sort of familiar with it. I rolled a female. I named her ASA Roundtable. She is going to be helping Yes Man, and I'm playing on normal difficulty with the hardcore setting on. I got special of a strength of 5, perception 8, endurance 6, charisma 5, intelligence 4, agility 4, and luck 8. So pretty evenly spread out, with a perception and luck a little higher and intelligence and agility a little lower. My 2 traits were early bird and wild wasteland. A few thoughts on those is I've noticed already that early bird fluctuates my carry weight limit drastically between night and day, which I really do not like, because I'm walking around and become over encumbered for like no reason all the time, and it took me a few days to figure out what was happening with that. And Wild Wasteland, I have played with it on before, but I don't think I've really noticed too many things. Obviously, the going right away and Good Springs is pretty obvious, but other than that, I don't really remember what that's about. So hopefully I'll come across some more of this playthrough. I do plan on limiting my fast travel, primarily to only fast travel back and forth between my house and to dump off stuff and then back to where I was, hopefully. So moving on, my tag skills are repair, sneak, and energy weapons. I'm pretty excited about the energy weapons. I don't remember playing with them too much in this game, so hopefully I can come across the Brotherhood somehow and either steal some of their weapons or buy some of their weapons. My companion is Raul, who I don't know who he is or where he is. I'm hoping to come across him naturally without having to look up where he is. So we'll see about that. So now that my character is created, I started the game, and there was a nice little cutscene of you getting shot and buried and dug up. And you wake up in a little dinky town. There's a doctor named Doc Mitchell talking to you, nursing you back to health. You have a nice little chat with him. Find out you're in a town called Good Springs. I think you learned some info about the townsfolk and I think maybe the robot that dug you up and brought you there. And basically just talking to the doctor, getting back up on your feet, adjusting your attributes a little bit, and maybe you can redo your tape skills. I'm not sure. Then you leave his hospital, or his house, I guess, go out into the town, talk to townsfolk. You're supposed to meet up with a lady named Sunny Smiles. She was in the bar, I believe. She also just gives you general information about the town and the people and cities around town, and help you who they're currently fighting with at the moment. So she sees you're in some and offers to help you train a little bit. So she gives me a little gun, and I go back behind her building and follow her around, and we killed some geckos. 2 or 3 different groups of them. Then I follow her to a campsite where she teaches you about cooking, which I never really this game, but maybe I'll give it a shot if I can have extra points to boost it up a little bit. And then she asks you to go meet a lady named Trudy in the saloon, who is the bartender. And she gives you more information about the town. I don't exactly remember what she has to say, but those were the 3 tutorial missions. And then you're kind of on your own to explore as you will. I think your first mission is to put you in the direction of Uncle Tim. We'll see if I go there next time. Love once or twice. Mission. The very first perk I took was Black Widow, because I'm a female and there seems to be a game, and Black Widow can normally help a little bit. So that was my character creation and my start of the tutorial missions. I'm very excited to be playing Fallout New Vegas again, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye.
I think I play those backwards. Sorry, Casey. Let's email. The lower down they are in email, the older they are. I'm a dumb. Sorry about that, Casey.
So he named his character kind of like I do my Skyrim characters.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's hilarious. So what thoughts do you have there, Ray?
So actually him bringing up the caravan made me think. So the instructions for playing caravan get put into your miscellaneous inventory. So for anybody that's not familiar with how to play the game, if you go into your inventory, you'll find a little note on how to play the game.
Nice. I haven't messed with it at all, but when Casey said it's an easy 500 caps, it made my ears perk up. Definitely. I was like, oh. Wow, maybe we should invest a little interest into this card game. What is it? Is it a card game?
Yeah, it's a card game. He's got he has luck 8, so he's definitely going to be better at all the games than somebody with lower luck.
I am. I'm pretty low luck, if I remember right.
Well, and as long as he's playing between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Oh yeah, what was that thing?
So that's the early bird perk. So that one, if you, it's not a perk. Sorry, it's a trait. So between 6 a.m. Now, so it's hard to tell because it's so according to the wiki page, it's between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. He gets +2 to all of his special stats.
Wow, that's significant.
And then from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., he gets -1 to all of his special stats.
Just -1, but it's +2 for the other time period. I think that's that's worth taking probably.
Yeah, you just sleep 12 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I'd like to do that anyway. That's a life goal for me.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So he'll have to let us know if it's only between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. or if it's between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. that he gets the +2. Because otherwise, between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m., he's got a gap.
Yeah, that'd be a nice window. And he says he keeps getting over encumbered for no reason, which I assume that's because he's carrying something right at the limit.
Yeah,
and
so
then
you
just-
load up when when your strength is +2, and then you turn around and the clock goes past the time, and now you're -1.
Okay, so that's
a 3-point swing.
That's an actual 3-point. So I wasn't even thinking about that right. It's a 3-point swing. I was just thinking of it as a 1-point swing. No, that's crazy. That is a big swing.
Yep.
How many units of weight do you estimate that would measure in your head if you could just guess randomly quickly?
I can't do that. I'd have to look it up.
Come on. Energy weapons. I've never used them. Do you like energy weapons?
Yeah. And you get some pretty good plasma guns when you go to the rocket factory.
For some reason, I'm like, okay, without the Institute around, there won't be as many energy weapons. But like, are there as many energy weapons in this game?
Oh yeah,
nice. Caps. He says he's getting his caps from Caravan. Okay, I need to look into Caravan. He's not trying to hoard, but hardcore is helping with that. Are you playing in hardcore? What difficulty do you play at, Ray?
I just play it very hard. The hardcore mode, I get aggravated at the tediousness of it.
He is leveling up everything at the same rate. Are you doing that as well with your 3 assigned traits or whatever?
No. I haven't really been doing much with survival.
Yeah, me either. I need to be more disciplined with my character and actually figure out how survival can be really beneficial to my character. I haven't even looked into it much at all. I'm ignoring it, and I feel bad about it. But then I still ignore it, so I don't feel that bad about it, I guess.
Yeah. So my guy's a bit of a thief, so I needed to get lockpick up.
Okay, so does survival help with lockpick somehow?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
That's why I've been putting the points into lockpick and not survival.
But yeah, Casey also mentioned that his character is also a thief, and I like the way he phrased it. He said, what I am discovering about my character." Did you hear the way he phrased that? I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's you kind of have a vague idea. And then it develops through time and interactions, and it's a cool way to play the game.
It's wonderful. He's playing on PS3. Good luck, dude. I'm sorry your PS3 melts down. Mine did not handle this game well. I know that you played it in the past, and you said you've beat it, so there's hope. I hope your machine can handle it. Mine could not. I had real trouble once I started getting close to the strip.
Yeah, so the strength is about 10 pounds per level.
Oh, so that'd be 30. Gosh, 30 is a lot. That's a piece of heavy armor or something right there,
Yeah.
He's never played any of the DLCs. Ray, did you play through all the DLCs?
No, not all of them. I did which ones have I done? The Sierra Madre and the Zion Canyon one. I can't remember what that one's called.
I haven't played it. I haven't even played the game yet, let alone. So I assume at some point, maybe directly after this season, we'll start getting into some of the DLCs. I'm hoping. Yeah, I've never played any of them either.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get into them. He said he's not really sure. He was also dealt Wild Wasteland, and he said he hadn't really seen much thing except for the really obvious thing in Good Spring. What was he referring to? The really obvious thing in Good Spring with the wild.
Yeah, that's the one where you bump into the guy at the at the trailer just right next to the campfire.
Uh-huh.
And he sends you on, to kill the geckos and rescue his girlfriend that is dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is Wild Wasteland. That is not.
No, that isn't Wild Wasteland.
Jeremy or someone brought that up. Was that Jeremy who brought that up earlier?
Because
he also has Wild Wasteland.
Yeah.
So I think that would make sense. All right.
But
that's an encounter. All right, cool.
No, it isn't.
It's not an
encounter. That's just a regular encounter.
That is a regular encounter. That's not Wild Wasteland.
No.
Oh. So what? So there.
It seems like it should be because it's so weird, but it's not.
Raul is his follower. Do you know anything about Raul? He says he wants to follow, and don't say anything. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
This will discover.
Yeah.
Cool. Casey, I am not nearly as disciplined as you, man. You can just sort of stumble and have the patience to. I was like, man, I want my follower now. I had to look him up and go. Let's go.
I'm surprised you didn't go up through the North Freeway to get to the Strip so that you could get Rex. I took all the time to go all the way around, down south.
I didn't know there's a shortcut because everyone warned you don't go north. You know what I mean?
Well, because you die.
Yeah, because there's like cazadors and shit all over the place.
Yeah, cazadors and lots of scorpions.
There's a warning sign next to that monument that says Death Claws ahead. I've never seen Death Claws from that in that field down there below.
If you keep going straight, you'll end up in the quarry.
Oh, the quarry.
And the quarry is where the Death Claws are.
Yes, Pat, if we know anything from Arthur's Adventures.
Exactly.
Black Widow, that is the opposite sex extra damage, I believe. Awesome. Yeah. That's one of the reasons it pays to be female, because a lot of the proportion of your enemies is going to be male in general.
Oh, but you can get, if you're a male character, you can get confirmed bachelor.
But that means you're only doing damage to females, though, right?
No. Confirmed bachelor means you're doing damage to males. Lady killer is the one where you do the against female characters.
I apologize. I did not realize there's a difference. Nice. They did account for it. Good deal. Thank you again, Casey, for the great feedback. And we're going to check in with our friends over here at the Ramblecast.
What is Jay and Jack's Ramblecast? The Ramblecast is a podcast about television, movies, current events, and anything else our listeners want to talk about. We sit down weekly to give our take on what's going on in the world, and we have a lot of fun doing it, typically at the expense of one or all of our hosts. Join Jay, Jack, Nick from Tennessee, and me, Chris in Boston, as we pull no punches, giving our opinions on everything from our favorite music and TV shows to the hostile takeover of sex robots. Subscribe today.
All right. And Leon, sir, we will be checking in with Leon next. Let me pull up our feedback again. Thank you, Leon. We had Leon on the show, actually. Was that for last season roundtable? I don't even remember what he had him on. I just remember it was really nice to have Leon on.
Yep.
So let's listen. Oh wait, I have to pull up the email again. Sorry. God, I'm a mess here tonight. Let's see. Leon, here we go. Sorry. It's about 15 minutes long, so it's taking a second to load. Buckle in, Jinxie.
G'day, this is Leon from Texas. This is for the Fallout Feed Season 4 Fallout New Vegas Roundtable. So I'm playing Jinxie, And this is the first character that I've ever played in New Vegas with a max 10 luck to start. She's also got a max 10 endurance to start and an intelligence 9. So I decided early on, while I was kind of building the character in my mind on how I wanted to role play her, that she's going to really embrace that. And so at level 2, she took intense training, +1 to intellect, so that she's got an intellect 10 now. And then she took, at level 4, she took educated for the extra skill points. So from here on out, she's making, or from then on out, she's making, she's getting 17 skill points a level, which has enabled me to, I'm currently, by the time I'm sending this in, I'm currently level 18. And at level 16, I went ahead and tagged speech. So I managed to get my repair up and speech up to 100, my survival to 75, my science to 90, my medicine 55. That's the lowest of my skills I'm supposed to be doing. And a few others like energy weapons is at 40. That's mainly what I'm using. So role-playing wise, Jinxie is an ex-NCR soldier. She made it through basic training, but unfortunately, the way her luck works is the way I figured it, since she's got such a low charisma, there had to be a reason why. So the way it is the way her luck works is she gets all the good luck, but everybody else around her gets all the bad luck. So after a little incident with a grenade right out of basic, they decided, the NCR decided that, well, we no longer have need of your services. So she was discharged honorably, but she's no longer a member of the NCR military. So she became a courier and did courier work until the beginning of New Vegas. Now, when it comes to the bullet in the brain thing, I decided to make her, she's a believer in the NCR, but she also knows that the NCR is very, it's a bureaucracy, and not everybody's a good guy. She's also very, the bullet kind of dinged around in her skull a little, and she kind of lost her moral compass in a way. She's very amoral, and she's a firm believer that the only good enemy is a dead enemy. But she's also got like a kind of a dark streak in that she's willing to do things that other people won't, just to get things done. So that's kind of her backstory as we go into the game. So for the beginning quests, the tutorial and stuff, mainly the only big different thing that I noticed was, I think this may be the first time I've ever heard Doc Mitchell say that he was surprised that the bullets didn't bounce off me because of my high luck. I thought that was pretty funny. Let's see. After I did all the tutorials, I did manage to save the Good Spring citizen, so I can be idolized later. I talked to Trudy, and then she was being talked to by Joe Cobb. So since Good Springs people helped me, I followed Joe Cobb out, and sticking to my motto, the only good in me is a dead in me, I pulled the trigger, put a shotgun to his head, and pulled the trigger. Trudy wasn't quite happy with me about that, but oh well. I decided that before I went to talk to Ringo, I would go, headed up to Sloan. Would have went further north, but hey, the death claws, they said they were up there, so I didn't. I went ahead and fixed their generator and used my medicine to heal their mole rat. Then I wandered down to Prim and found Eddie. I went ahead and cleaned out the Bison Steve. While I was there, I found Deputy Beagle. He's kind of cowardly, but I managed to get him. I told him to go on out while I finished clearing out all the remaining bad guys that were in there. Once I was out, they said they needed a new sheriff, and so I decided to make Prim Slim the sheriff because I had the, I can't remember if it's repair science, but I had the skill to make him the sheriff. It's been a while since I did that, and I can't remember the last time. I can't remember if I talked with Beagle afterwards. But one of the funny things there is if you talk to Beagle afterwards, he tells you that he's no longer Deputy Beagle because the robot doesn't need a deputy. So he's just Beagle, which, considering his cowardly ways, I'm quite okay with. Also, Kara had mentioned that about the not having clothes. If you follow that breadcrumb, I think Colin said it on Facebook, if you follow the breadcrumbs from that, you will eventually find the people that took Vance's gun from the casino, and you'll find that they're actually wearing the outfits that they stole from those mannequins. It's pretty fun, but you got to follow the breadcrumbs for that. It's a little out of the way. Anyways. I had Eddie. I went back to Good Springs. I talked to Ringo. I did not have any kind of good skills to get like Easy Pete or anybody. So the only people that helped me were Doc Mitchell to give me some stim packs, and then me, Ringo, and Sunny Smiles and Cheyenne. I did talk to Victor, but frankly, the combat was over so quick with the powder gangers. I don't even know if he helped me with the. I can't remember how he described it. the rustlers, I think is what he said. So anyways, one thing I've noticed just in shooting in general is that I'm critting a lot. I think it's because the 10 luck. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't done like research or anything. But it's like every other shot I'm critting when I'm in VATS. So I'm going to, I fought off all the power gangers pretty quick, and I think I'm going to go with that. I think Jinxie's going to start kind of believing that Lady Luck was real, and I think I might get Misfortune and oh my goodness, my brain is fried right now. The other one, Mysterious Stranger, sorry, and get those perks later. So from there, went back to Prim. On the way to Prim, I went ahead and decided to take out all the powder gangers. So I went to the correctional facility, walked in, blew all the powder gangers away, including the ex-sheriff, because I didn't give him a chance to talk. I just fired my gun and kept killing everybody. Looted everything, went to sell it, etc. Headed up to the Mojave Outpost, talked to a few people there, got the quest to go to Nipton, went to Nipton, and was going to tell Andrew, I have Wild Wasteland as well. And when you do Wild Wasteland, usually what happens is a little weird noise goes across the screen in your speakers, and you see kind of a googly or swirly-eyed Vault Boy, and you get the 3 little dots on your screen. You know that something strange is going on. So you'll know when you see something from the Wild Wasteland if you look around and stuff when you're out in the wasteland. So the guy from the ex-powder ganger runs up and says, he won the lottery, yay! And I'm like, oh, you're a powder ganger? Click, bang, boom, you're dead. And you can sell those lottery tickets, by the way. If you pick them up, they actually, you can sell them to traveling merchants. Don't know why, but hey, whatever. I then went into the store where I think it's Boxcars, I think is his name. Anyways, he's the broken-legged powder ganger. Killed him, click, bang, boom. Quick headshot, and you're dead. I'm using the caravan shotgun at that point in the game. Then I go out and talk to the Legion, and as the Legion's running up, I'm like, oh, I'm NCR, and you're Legion. This is bad, and you're crucifying all these people. Okay, Kim up. I got addicted to 3 different Kims. Thank God for Fixer and paying off doctors. But I then proceeded to wipe out the Legion and loot everything and head back, talk to Ghost. It took like 2 or 3 quick trips to sell everything. I think I repaired down. It might have only taken 2. But anyways, I did that and continued on. So Cold Heart is taken care of. I don't like the Legion, and they're coming after me, which, hey, more money for me. Got up to Novak, talked to Manny, picked up the Come Fly With Me quest, but didn't do it. I just snuck into his room and opened his terminal and got the information I needed there. I did talk to Boone and pick up his quest and do his quest simply because I really like his beret. It's probably my favorite hat. The +5 crit chance, with the critting already, every other shot is even better. Then continued on up to New Vegas. I'll get into more of that in the next feedback on the trip up there, because that's in later episodes. Got into New Vegas, went straight to the Atomic Wrangler and broke the bank. Used my luck 10 to get as much caps as I could until I got kicked out, which was funny because I didn't realize you could actually get kicked out. I was just, I had a rough night and I was just kind of killing time by playing a slot machine, actually. I've since found that it seems like blackjack works a little bit quicker. I can get the caps quicker. But I was just playing the slots, and eventually I was thrown out, which, well, they didn't throw me out. They just told me I couldn't gamble there no more. So then I definitely had enough caps to get into the strip. So once I was in there, I was like, hey, why not? And I just went and broke every casino. I then went back and hit the Vicky Advance too, and did the other few little minor things that show up when you do that. Eventually reopened the Vicky Advance and went in there and got banned there. So I'm now currently banned in every casino in New Vegas except potentially the Sierra Madre later. So that was funny. Along the way, I have bought every implant that is possible to buy. I couldn't buy the endurance one because I was already 10 endurance, and same with the intellect and the luck. I couldn't buy those 3, but all the rest of them, the regen, the armor, all the other stats, have all been bought. So I'm now Cyborg Jinxie. So that works. Maybe I'm related to Kellogg or something from Fallout 4. But I did that. I have done several side quests in around New Vegas. I have talked to Mr. House, but I have not confronted Benny. I'm waiting on that till it's the time for the round table for that particular episode. But have done some of the side quests. I did pick up Veronica on the way to New Vegas, and that brings me to the glitch. Ray had mentioned Cash's knife, and I posted on Facebook about that he had said it was at the Yangtze Memorial, and it's actually further north in a grave, but it's still further north. And I posted it in the wrong area. Sorry about that, Andrew. It was the wrong podcast. But it's Cash's knife is a really, really good melee weapon. I had given Veronica the katana, and once I found Cash's knife, I gave her Cash's knife. And then later on, I noticed she's back to using her power fist. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? Where's Cash's knife? And it just disappeared. It's gone. I have no idea where it went. I'm like, fine. I went back, picked up my katana because I had stored it, and gave her the katana back. And then later on, I know she's back to using that power fist. I'm like, what is going on? So the best I can figure out is when I was bouncing around in and out of all the casinos, when you go in there, you gotta leave your weapons. And the best I can figure out is that they took Veronica's weapons, but they did not, for some reason, give her his weapons back. So she's got to use that power fist. Well, so I'm just like, wonderful. Great, another glitch for New Vegas. Oh, well, whatever. I do the quest to kill the fiends. And that's a side quest. And I'd also go ahead and get the Abadabba Honeymoon quest from the Great Khans and go do that quest first, because if you kill Motorhead before you do Abadabba Honeymoon, you fail it. But if you kill Motorhead after giving him the drugs from the Khans, you can complete both quests. So I walked all the way down there without any problems, gave Motorhead the drugs, looked at him, and then killed him, and then walked back out. I had to fight the fiends in that particular part of the vault, but after that, you're still considered a friend once you get out of that particular zone. So I finished walking through the rest of the way. And then I killed Driver Nafai and picked up his golf club and gave it to Veronica. So that's what she's using now, is Driver Nafai's golf club. Let's see. I did the King's quests to get Rexy. I used Rexy while Eddie was getting fixed. I took Eddie to the followers because Veronica's my companion, but frankly, she's not my favorite companion. What is it? Sharon Rose Cassidy is my favorite companion out of New Vegas, which I'll get into something on in a second. So I tend not to give Eddie to the Knights just because, well, I'm not a big, the Brotherhood. I'm not a big Brotherhood fan in New Vegas. I think they're kind of meh. So, frankly, in Fallout 4, I also think they're kind of meh, but they're at least better in Fallout 4 than in New Vegas to me, especially the way they treat Veronica if you do her quest, which I haven't done yet in this one, but I've done before. Now, when it comes to Sharon Rose, I actually done something that I have not done in ages for New Vegas. I actually sided with the Van Graffs and took her to meet John Baptiste. I haven't done that in forever, and I feel really bad about doing it because she's my favorite companion. But for the round table, Veronica's my companion, so I'm sticking with Veronica. But yeah, that's when this new round table is over, it seems like this last round table and this round table, I'm feeling really bad about what my characters are doing sometimes. But oh well. It's something I hadn't done in a while, so I wanted to do something different. So that's good. I have completed all the Atomic Wrangler, Wang Dang Atomic Tango quests, and so at the end of this particular feedback, I am currently level 18. I'm walking around with about 40,000 caps. I've got my weapon is it's a Gunrunner Arsenal. I do have all the DLC. I picked up the MF Breeder Alpha. It's a laser pistol with the MF Breeders, which is the recharging ammunition. So it recharges ammo. It only holds 10 shots, but it's constantly recharging, and it does okay damage. I mean, I've got a better plasma rifle that does more damage, but still, it's good for what I need. And I'm also got the weathered 10mm pistol, and then I have a Silence 22 for my holdout. The Q34 Matter Modulator is the plasma rifle that I have. And I'm not using any melee weapons because it's just, I tend to play melee most of the time when I play a Fallout game, at least the first couple of times. And in New Vegas especially, I love the shish kebab. So this time I'm just like in Fallout 4, I'm trying to avoid doing a melee character. Anyways, I've talked for about 15 minutes now, and that's a little bit longer than I expected. So talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leon. That was incredible feedback. Ray, do you have any thoughts right off the top of your head there?
You know, so Leon says that he doesn't play characters like this, but you know, his Nuka World character kind of was on the same bench. She was kind of a nasty girl. She liked to kill people. So I don't know. I think he doth protest too much.
Are you a bad guy, Leon? Huh? No, he spoke that he felt really bad about the way his last.
Yeah, that quest that he's talking about, that's pretty grim, especially if you like cast at all. So, but yeah, it's
yeah, Leon. There's so much to get into in your feedback. Another incredible piece of feedback. We need to have Leon come back onto the show sometime soon too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, and if he gets kicked out of the Sierra Madre, he'll get there's a trophy for that, for getting kicked out of all of the casinos.
So there was one more that he hadn't gotten kicked out of quite yet.
Yeah, the one that's in the DLC, the Sierra Madre.
So he has like 40,000 caps. At some point in Skyrim, there was a point where he just didn't really have to worry about gold anymore. Is he at that point now in Fallout New Vegas where he can just spend caps pretty freely and not ever have to worry about running out?
Yeah.
How about, what are those things called? Implants or whatever? What are those cyborg?
Yeah, so those are where they'll bump up your special skills.
Yeah. I just ran into a doctor way up north above Fort McCarran, I believe, even north above the Freeside Strip.
Yeah.
I think,
yeah, that's the
doctor
clinic.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, and she offered some of these things. I can't afford them yet. I was like, yeah, I'll check it. Oh, no, I won't.
Yeah, so he's probably dumped at least probably 20,000 caps on implants.
Oh, wow.
And he still has 40 left.
Gee whiz. So do you have a favorite implant, Ray? Have you played around with them much? Do you like those?
It just depends on where my specials are. So
they don't really do anything besides
bump your specials.
Bump your special. That's literally all they do. But
so I'll very likely do the endurance. So I've got my endurance up to 5 now, and if I do the implant, I'll be at 6, and that's sufficient.
So, Ray, here's an assignment: figure out value in game somehow. The value of these two different. Is it better to get your specials up through implants or through the level up? What is that called? What is that perk called?
Intense training.
Intense training. Is it, figure out which is more valuable? Like, because that's a lot of fucking caps, man.
But so it depends on what other perks you want to take.
What's the value of
versus
caps? We need the ratio.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, he mentioned.
I'll work on that.
That's awesome. The Fiends, those were the people who I was trying to think of earlier when I got sent out by the NCR to go kill 3 different people. He sent out bounties because the Fiends had been attacking the branch at Fort McCarran and killed a lot of the NCR soldiers. So yeah, those are the people I was trying to think of. That's really convenient. You mentioned those people. Yeah, he mentioned breaking the bank. I thought that was hilarious. He kept mentioning this hilarious title. I couldn't quite catch how he was saying. Was like, Abadabba Motorhead or something with the what was that?
Yeah, it's you do some side questing for the Great Khans. They're the drug dealers of the wasteland.
The Great Khans. I've only heard that they're I've heard them mentioned in passing, but they are the like the chem dealers or whatever in the game.
Yeah.
Are you a chem guy? I can't remember if you're a.
No, I never have been. That actually was something I was going to do in Fallout 4.
Yeah, do a chem guy build.
Do a chem build.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abadabba honeymoon.
Don't I say Abadabba Motorhead?
Yeah. Well, Motorhead is the fiend leader in
okay,
the vault. What is it, Vault 3 or something?
Yeah,
whichever one's right outside of New Vegas.
You mentioned there's a sequence you have to do those quests in. Do you know what he was talking about there? You had
because so part of the Abadabba honeymoon quest is that you go to Motorhead for a drug deal. But then there's also an NCR quest, I think it is, that you clear out the leader of the fiends in the vault, and that's Motorhead.
Nice.
So if you kill him in that quest before you do the Abadabba honeymoon, then the Abadabba honeymoon fails.
Okay.
So that's what he was saying.
Okay, nice. So it's just so you can get more XP and actually get more quests done and stuff.
Yeah, and he's burning it up. Already level 18.
Yeah, that's twice me, and I assume it's like other Bethesda games where leveling up goes a lot slower as you go. So he's probably been pumping tons of time into that. That's awesome. Really good job, Leon. That's incredible. So before we move on, there's another promo. This one I'm super excited about. But Ray, have you ever had that special lady in your life who did you wrong, but then you had to take her back because she was so good, but then she did you wrong again? But then...
Do we really have to talk about that right now?
But then she's coming back again? You know what? I got to give her the third chance because...
Yeah, third time's a charm.
The first time it was Fallout Off the Record, and then it was Katie Radio. But now, everybody, please welcome GameStack.
Shalene Landia.
Oh, Miss Effie was her name. Through the West she won her fame.
Vendertron, Rick, and I are proud to present GameStack, part of We Just Love Games, the podcast dedicated to bringing you everything gaming and some not-so-gamey topics.
With the success Shalene and I had with Katie Radio and Fallout Off the Record had with Shalene and Rick, imagine what we can do together.
And you can catch us live at twitch.tv/We Just Love Games on Fridays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also find us on Twitter at We Just Love Games and on our YouTube channel, We Just Love Games.
GameStack, because we just love games.
I'll never, never do it again.
And I'd just like to do a little congratulations to everyone over there at GameStack, which is the podcast for under the umbrella of We Just Love Games. They just launched the podcast not too long ago. I know they've been doing a few Twitch streams maybe already. But they're already ranking over there in the iTunes charts, right?
Nice.
Yeah, they're above.
I've got it queued up, so
nice. Yeah, I've got it subscribed and everything in my podcatcher too. So everybody,
how can you say no to Shalene?
Oh, she's my favorite. God bless Shalene. So you know what? Our good buddy Pat was not able to make it with us tonight. But you know what he did do? Was go through our email bag for us, Ray. That was very nice of him.
Quite upstanding.
So let's check in with Pat for 4 emails here. So take her away, Pat. We're going to hear from Chris, John Pappas, Michelle, and Steve.
Pat here. One more audio submission or text submission from a listener. This one is from Chris, who says, "Hello from Minneapolis. Minneapolis, great place to visit. Just don't go when the black flies are buzzing or when there's 27 feet of snow on the ground. But anyway, love Minneapolis. Great city to visit. My name is Chris, and I recently joined the Facebook group. Thanks for joining. Everybody else is welcome to join us on the Facebook group. A Skyrim podcast and the Fallout feed is how you can search that on the Facebook. Chris continues, I mentioned trying my hand at this season's roundtable, so here I am introducing a Heron Jacobs. I attached a screenshot of my character role done with 4 refer, also a screenshot for him. Let me say before I go through a Heron stats, a Heron is a good looking guy. I tell you, he's got like a nice kind of like a fair jawline. He's broad shoulders. Like he looks like could be a Marvel superhero kind of guy or an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. So nice call of looks for this guy. Very, very studly. So a Heron's other stats are as follows: a male, going to follow the faction of Yes Men. Despite some very broad shoulders and brawny looks, he's only got a strength of 2, perception of 7, endurance of 6, charisma of 10. That goes. There you go. You can see it in his eyes. He is a sexy mofo. Doesn't matter how strong he is. Intelligence of 4, agility of 8, and luck of 3. He rolled 1 trait, which is trigger discipline. He's got a tag skill of survival. Other tag skills are melee weapons and guns. Always hate to see 2 weapon skills as tag skills. Feels like it's a waste. But there's good melee weapons, good guns in this game. So hopefully you'll have a little fun with both of those. And companion is Rose Aaron Cassidy, who you can hang out with in the Mojave Outpost and get into some interesting adventures with her and her caravan problems. So Chris, thanks so much for writing in. Love to hear from everybody who has sent us some feedback. Thanks for your character shots, character adventures. Keep us posted. Let us know how you're enjoying the play along, any unique experiences you get from your faction, any fun interactions you have with your chosen companions, or just any good mod talk that you got, any good mods that you encounter. So Chris, thanks again for writing in. Look forward to hearing from you next time. Hey guys, Pat here, reading a little Fallout New Vegas feedback this show received. This one is from friend of the show, John Pappas. John, thank you for writing in. Appreciate you hearing from you. John writes to us as follows. Hey guys, here's my first Vegas character, Sandy Bernardo. She is loving her straight razor as it allows her to get close and personal with her foes. I did change up the role by taking traits, Wild Wasteland, just because I've heard so much about it. And the eyes one, since Sandy will be wearing glasses as soon as she finds a pair. I think that's 4 eyes, if I remember the trait name correctly. John says, I am so stoked to play along with the group. Y'all rock. Hey, John, thanks for that super nice note. Thanks for writing in and playing along with us. John sent in Sandy's character role, which sounds like this. She's a female, is going to be following Mr. House as her faction. She's got a strength of 2, so she's going to have to use that straight razor with some precision. Perception of 6, endurance of 5. She's got charisma of 10. Real sexy beast, this Sandy. Intelligence of 9. That's good. She's going to be racking up the XP. Racking up the skill points. She's got agility of 4. Luck of 4. Defaulted to no traits, but John mixed it up a little bit by adding some traits, and that is cool. She's got a tag skill, sneak. Always good in a Bethesda game. Second tag skill, melee weapons. Third tag skill, unarmed. Bummer they are having roll 2 weapons related tag skills, but shit happens. And you'll overcome that quickly. You'll start picking up skill points fast with that intelligence. Rolled a companion of Craig Boone. Craig Boone's another sexy beast. You're gonna like hanging out with Craig in the Wasteland, let me tell you. John also sent us in a picture of Sandy. Sandy is looking maybe, shall I say, just a little bit crazy-eyed. I'm not sure I would want to meet her in a dark Vegas alley with that straight rate raise. Hey, John, thanks for writing into the show. Appreciate hearing from you, good buddy. Please write us again next time. Let us know how your first few sessions went with Sandy. Hope she is having fun in the Wasteland, and then you enjoy running New Vegas with us. Thanks, John. Hey guys, this is Pat again, reading a little feedback from Michelle, loyal friend of the show, who is writing about his character, Johnny Be Good. Johnny was rolled originally as a female, but Michelle decided to go with a male character role, which is absolutely A-OK. Johnny's faction is Yes Man, special of 9 for strength, 6 for perception, 5 for endurance, 9 for charisma, 6 for intelligence, 2 for agility, and 3 for luck. So pretty strong and pretty sexy. We got a lot of sexy characters coming in. Traits are good-natured and 4 eyes. Tag skills of lockpick, guns, and repair. Nice spread of tag skills there. Good combo. Lockpick always welcome. Guns very good in Vegas, and of course repair is good to keep your weapon armor in good shape. Johnny's companion is going to be Veronica Santangelo. And Michelle reports that at the beginning, with the glasses he found, his skills were Barter 27, EW 15. Boy, I'm stupid tonight. EW, not Michelle abbreviates that EW. Explosives 15, energy weapons 15. There we go. Explosives 15, guns 18, lockpick 35, medicine 1, melee weapon 17, repair 36, science 21, sneak 8. Speech 27, survival 14, and unarmed of 9. Although perception of 6 and intelligence of 6 helped him in lockpick here, his agility of 2 and the -5 from good natured left him with only 18 in guns and 8 in sneak, which is not very good if you want to survive in the wasteland. So I decided to give him training. I took him on action, and on the way he killed geckos, these powder gangers, spiders, feral ghouls, and I got some XP for completing a quest for Willow. In doing so, he got to level 6. I took intense training each time. Good knowledge there. Good trick there. To take this training to get your agility up to 5. And I put points in guns and sneak, which got him to guns 40 and sneak 38. Very nice. Good baseline nectar built in there, Michelle. As for the mods I'll use in this playthrough, I have many more installed, but won't use them in this playthrough. I just don't want to mess up my profile by uninstalling them. Poco Bueno, and NMC's texture packs and Dynavision. Look, Electro City, relighting the wasteland for immersion, mainly because it adds some NPCs with their truck and equipment and makes it look like some little things are improving. That's a neat one. Nice mod. Product for the ability to tweak many options, as they said in the description, to make Fallout New Vegas a more interesting, eventually more challenging, but surely more fun experience for you. For example, I've changed the time scale from 30 to 20 as I use in my games so that I can do more things in a day. Wow, cool. I didn't know that's a neat trick, Michelle. Did not know that you did that. That's pretty clever. Fallout New Vegas Redesign 2 for better looking NPCs. After school special house, and because the quests to get it functional are interesting. I guess that's the schoolhouse in Good Neighbor. Willow, because she's the most interesting companion I found for FNV. She's got a good backstory, many little quests, and a identity system. In short, I really enjoy traveling with her. Is the name of that mod, Michelle, you have to write us in. Is the name of that mod Willow? That sounds like a good tip to give to the listeners. I want to make sure people know how to find that mod if they use it. And utilities, one HUD, MCM, which is, of course, everybody knows, is a mod configuration menu, user interface organizer, UIO, and some patches. So I would say I'm well prepared for the roundtable playthrough, and I'm eager to get it started. Many thanks for starting that new roundtable in the game, which is still my favorite of the Fallout series. Michelle, you have the best taste. You're so correct. See ya in the wasteland. Hey, Michelle, thanks for writing as always. Sounds like, as always, you've got a really good concept. Looking forward to seeing some more screenshots from Johnny, some more of your adventures. Send us in with some written feedback, some audio feedback, whatever. I think those of you in the Facebook group will often see Michelle sharing some of his adventures there as well. Taking time to write. Thanks for taking time to play along with Johnny, and we look forward to hearing what kind of trouble he gets up to in the wasteland. Hey guys, Pat here. Read another email feedback from one of our listeners. This one's from Steven. Hey, fellow Wastelanders. Thanks for welcoming me into the vault. Hey, Steven, glad you're here. Always room for one more. I'm just now seeing that you're doing a show on listener roles, and I don't have time to do a recording before you go live, as I'm an American expat living in New Zealand. Hey, another friend from down there. Good to have you on writing into the show, Stephen. Thanks for checking in. Time difference in my availability just isn't working out this time. Please do mention my post on the Facebook page about my character, Splendid Angharad. Splendid Angharad. So sorry for mangling the name there. So those of you that are hanging out on the Facebook group, go over and check out a post from a friend of the show, Stephen. And Stephen closes by saying, I listen to the show on my commute and really appreciate all the work you do to keep the community going. Cheers. Stephen, thanks so much for writing in. Hope you have some time to drop us a note, drop us some audio feedback. Let us know how Splendid's playthrough is going in the Vegas Wasteland. Appreciate your listening in the end. Hope to hear from you again soon.
All right. So, Steven, what you should do is go find that post in the Facebook group and make a comment on it. Just write the word bump in the comment or whatever. So that'll bring it back to attention up to the top of the group again so people can see your post that you just referenced in your email there. Great. So thanks, everyone, for sending in the email. John and Michelle, Chris and Steven. What is Michelle's timescale thing? What's he up to there?
So it just makes time pass more slowly in the game.
He's cheating.
No.
He's doing more.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're not. We're not doing our quests by by days, so
But it
doesn't matter if you take 1 day to get it all done or 10 days to get it all done.
He just would get. That would be especially good if that perk for the daylight hour perk was actually the 18-hour instead of 12-hour window, and you had that to slow down time so that you could make that 18-hour window. You could get more done in that window. Huh?
Well, but time also runs just as slowly at night as it does during the day.
But you're sleeping at night.
If you are.
Time doesn't exist. It's a man-made concept. Doesn't exist. Don't even pay attention to it, Michelle. 2 weapon skills. Twice people got 2 double weapon skills, and Pat was bummed out by that. Why is Pat so bummed out by that?
Well, it's just, because he felt guilty because he made me do that. And no, it's if you when you're building a character, typically you wouldn't want multiple, like you wouldn't want to get survival and barter and repair, because then you wouldn't have anything tagged in your fighting skills or in your any of your control skills. So it's just it's points that get dumped into your stats that are not as useful as if they had been in another category.
So Grasshopper.
But you eventually overcome it by just putting points into the skills that you want.
Yeah. It's all about investment, Ray. Be wise with your investment. I hate the fact that I have to invest my level up perks immediately in this game. In Fallout 4, I could bank them. I would always have like 10 in a row because I'd like to figure out where my character was going and then invest all the perks at once into that direction instead of having to make up my mind so early in a character. You know what I mean? Because at this point in my character, he could go many different, or she could go many different directions. I know I have my role, but there's still certain perks, at least in the Fallout 4 perk tree, that I could take different paths down depending on what presented itself. You know what I mean?
Well, and in Fallout 4 and in New Vegas, either one, I had all my perks planned out.
Yeah, you do that, yeah.
So I don't even have to. I just have to make sure I have my Google Doc open so that I can see what what I'm doing at each level.
That sounds like a fudge muppet process. What's your process? What do you do?
Well, I take the roll that I got, from the stat generator, and then, you kind of look at it and see, what direction is that leading me. Then I develop my character's, style from that, and, then, who's this character going to be in this game, and then you go through and if he's going to be a thief and a gunslinger, then guns and lockpick and stuff that help that out are the ones that you're going to put points into, and you just build it out. I went to
like 40, I think I heard you say, right? Or 25.
In this one, 22.
And for New Vegas, 22.
Yeah. Yeah, usually in Fallout 4, I would usually go to 35 or 40 because I would never really play a character past that.
I feel like I'm leveling up slower in New Vegas. No?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe not. Okay. Well, Ray, let's hear from a new podcast over here at ASA Podcasting. A little game I'm a big fan of called Mario Kart. Came out for the Switch not too long ago, so I scampered off and got myself a Switch. And you know me, Ray. If I'm going to play a video game, I might as well start a podcast about it, right?
Absolutely.
So stupid. But anyway, I don't know why, but here we go with the Mario Kart podcast.
Drivers, start
your engines!
engines!
Calling all fans of Mario Kart to assemble for our newest ASA podcasting project called ASA Pod Karting. Grab your Switch and hit us up at asapodkarting@gmail.com for more information.
Welcome to Mario Kart!
Hey everybody, my name is Steve, and quick personal history here. I'm from Southern California originally, so the desert landscape is very familiar to me. I've been living in New Zealand for the last 5+ years though. What about a Fallout New Zealand? You could have giant moas, kiwi birds, fjords, volcanoes, jungles, and 2 Atara claws. There's gator claws, so why not? Anyway, Fallout 4 was my first Fallout. Then I went back and tried Fallout 1. I couldn't get into it. It just wasn't my bag. Fallout 3 was cool. I liked it. I completed it. I would have done the DLC, but it crapped out and won't start again. Then I played around a bit in Fallout New Vegas, but never completed it. I'm hoping this time I can complete it. I rolled a female. The Splendid Angharad is named after one of Immortan Joe's wives from the Fury Road movie. She got Yes Man and Strength 6, Perception 5, Endurance 5, Charisma 9, Intelligence 4, Agility 4, Luck 7. Traits were good-natured and none, but I did want a second one so I rolled again and I ended up with small frame. Tag skills are Medicine Sneak Lockpick and Companion Rose of Sharon Cassidy. Looks like I'm going to play a charisma build. I'm going to embrace it. Take the charisma perks when available. Ferocious Loyalty and Animal Friend seem to be the only two that are direct charisma perks. I'm going to count Black Widow and Chazé La Femme as charisma perks. Officially, they're not. So those will be the first two I take. With my highest stat being luck, I'm also going to try and focus on those a little bit. Things like Scrounger, Misfortune, and Mysterious Stranger, and better criticals after I get a perception implant. I really liked the Fallout 4 companion Heather Caston, so I installed Willow by the same author, Llama RCA, to check it out. I will take Rose of Sharon Cassidy when she's available, though. Hopefully my Charisma and Ferocious Loyalty perk will help boost my companions to make up for a lack of direct combat perks. In Fallout New Vegas, apparently Charisma modifies Barter Speech and Companion Nerve. Companion Nerve gives each companion in the party plus 5% to their damage and armor up to plus 50% at 10 Charisma. Hopefully that and my Ferocious Loyalty perk will help boost my companions to make up for a lack of direct combat perks. Started out, she was running around all the little spots in that first area, picking up everything she could grab, but not stealing. Cleaned out the Doc's house and Victor's house. Checking out the cave and really spending some time exploring. I ended up over by the abandoned shack and I saw a bunch of rad scorps in the distance. Try it. Tried pinging one of them and oh boy, looks like I've attracted 3 of them and they all have a shield on them. I better start running. So ran back to Good Springs and I lost 2 of them, but one of them chased me all the way back. So every time I go into a building, then I come out the door, it's waiting for me, attacking me. I gotta like sprint from building to building just to get across the town. Well, of course, you don't sprint in this game, but you get the idea. All right, I come out of the saloon and okay, coast is clear. Oh crap, there's that music again. It's attacking. Run away, run away. Well, a brave settler decided to engage it, and he gave his life valiantly and helped me defeat the scorpion. So I go around, I round up a posse to help out with Ringo. The whole town's in, except for that lazy Pete. He's all stingy with the dynamite. Me and Ringo, we leave the petrol station, and out of the blue, this guy walks up to me. He wants to start talking about bottle caps. I'm like, hey dude, I'm kind of busy here. Can we do this later? Here comes the powder gangers, and I crouch down, and I actually pop one off from like a mile away. The rest of the fight was pretty uneventful, but after I got back to my dumpster where I was storing my items, I look in, and I swear I had a plasma and laser gun in there. Did the townfolk take them, or did I sell them and not remember? Well, you may never know. The internets say that the dumpsters are safe to keep your gear in, but my settlers in Fallout 4 like to rummage through my stuff. People here in the Mojave might be like those in the Commonwealth, always stealing my stuff. Went to Vicky and Vance and freed that dork of a deputy, and then I went over and cleared out the prison. Darn near used up my drugs and food to do it. Basically did it guns blazing. I don't talk things over with powder gangers. Headed up to the Mojave Outpost and way. She asked me to help her get some stuff from some raiders that took it. Took out a few ghouls. They were pretty tough, and some scorps and jackals. Did repair on my gear and sold stuff at the outpost. Got a pardon for the new sheriff. Killed some ants. Yeah, did all the stuff. Leveled up to 6 and had to do my points. Ooh, I really want to put a little bit in guns, but if I want to make Animal Friend perk by level 10, I need to drop a bunch of points into survival. I only have 16 points in there, and I need to get to 45. Well, that's the build I planned on, so we'll go ahead and stick with it. I'll just assume that my adventures are making my character hardier. even if she's still a terrible shot. Nipped in. Legion sucks. They're terrible people. Last couple times I played through New Vegas, I always attacked the Legion. Then sure enough, I end up with Legion hit squads running up to me all over the place. This time I'm going to try talking my way through these situations. So I chatted with Dog Boy and agreed to tell people what douches they are. Then they trotted off. I ran into a guy that told me they took some slaves, and so I'd like to go help those slaves out, but I don't really want the Legion breathing down my neck right now. Went through the houses. One of those homeowners was a really paranoid dude. He had some essence of life somewhere. I wonder if that's like a milk of human kindness. I don't know. Also, the mayor has some stuff hidden around. Don't know where that is. Turned in the quest and healed up, fixed my gear, and headed back through Nipton to go north. Gonna do a little spotlight on a couple mods here. Glowing items. I would have missed half the magazines in the schoolhouse if they weren't glowing. I have a mod for bobby pins, magazines, books, and star bottle caps. There are mods to make a lot of things glowing, but I didn't want to overdo it. And also, I'm using inventory sorters. Fallout New Vegas can really clutter up and be difficult to look through everything you've picked up. This adds a tag in your inventory to books, magazines, cards, food, chems, poisons, crafting parts, ammo parts, and mods for weapons, and helps keep that straight. So thanks everybody for your time, and I'll see you in the Mojave.
That's awesome. Thank you, Steve. What's your situation? Ray, did he say he was an expat?
Yeah, shout out to SoCal Boy.
Yeah, you're a California guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's living in New Zealand.
That's amazing. What? I think we had someone else from New Zealand who contacted us not too long ago. That's amazing. So that's great, Steve. Check in with us. I had actually... I'm a big dummy, and I didn't know what a tuatara was. Do you know what a tuatara is? He mentioned that.
I got to imagine it's one of their local creatures.
Yeah, I looked it up. If you wouldn't have told me any different, I would have assumed it's an iguana. It looks like more of a iguana, maybe not quite as long, more thick and meaty, more dragon-like or something. If that makes any sense, I don't know. But yeah, an irradiated one of the it's what is it? Is it a gecko? No, what becomes
chameleon?
Chameleon.
Long chameleon becomes a 20-foot tall death claw.
I would hate to see this thing. This thing would turn into fucking Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it does. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, Steve. Do you have any thoughts there, Ray?
No, I mean, it sounds like he's got a good plan for his character. He's put together his plan and he's sticking to it. So that's cool.
I like his glowing. I like glowing items. That is one of the perks I took once in Fallout 4 in one playthrough, and every time I think, oh man, I miss having that thing. That like it highlights all the good stuff in the room, so you don't have to your time looking through everything. It's really nice.
Yeah, and there's so much clutter in Fallout New Vegas that it can be really tricky.
I still have no idea what to pick up in New Vegas. I really don't know what's valuable, what I'll need for ammunition later, for whatever. I just have no idea. I'm still figuring all this out. I have barely even worked at any of the workbenches, the repair benches, the ammo benches, whatever they are.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot of junk, to build stuff. So, yeah, it takes a while to build up an inventory that you can actually create some things.
Yeah, I'm not even really collecting much junk. You know what I mean? I'm selling it if I do have it anyway. I'm just treating it more like money, if anything. Can you tell me about star bottle caps? I don't know what the difference is with those.
Yeah, and so of the annoying things in this game. And it's a little bit this way in Skyrim too. you'll get engaged in a conversation that you didn't want to have with somebody. They'll just come up and start talking to you. And then an enemy will just be sitting there beating the crap out of you, and you're stuck in this dialogue and you can't get out.
Oh, no.
So the sarsaparilla star bottle caps are they're the blue star bottle caps, and that's you collect those and go to the Sunset Sarsaparilla plant just outside of New Vegas, and you can do some stuff with a good collection of those bottle caps.
Okay, because every time I've been finding them, I've been drinking the sarsaparilla to collect the bottle caps, because I was like, oh, they're being distinguished. They're being remarked as special, so I must collect. For some reason, later down the road, these stupid games always have something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, and Sunset Sarsaparilla is good, health recovery too. So
yeah, and it's just like chems. I don't really pay attention to stuff like chems and food and stuff, but survival is one of my assigned things, so I need to buckle down. I need to really study and see what sort of effect food and cooking and drinking different colas and I need to look into that so I can report to the group and everything. I'm terrible at that. I never care about ingestibles in game for some reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and that's that's primarily it's a priority for people that play in survival or hardcore, the modes where you're forced to to eat and drink and and sleep and stuff. So
and slow down time. All right, our last person for the evening is Joseph. I'd like to thank Joseph for submitting there. I got an email from him, I believe, yesterday. So thanks, Joseph, for submitting. And this is our last playthrough feedback for the evening.
Hi, guys. My name is Joe, and this is my first roundtable play-along character. I just wanted to say that I love the show and keep up the good work. Into it. My character's name is Robin Bell. Robin will belong to the faction Caesar's Legion. She has a strength of 2, perception of 6, endurance of 9, charisma of 4, intelligence of 3, agility of 9, and luck of 7. The 3 skills are science, explosive, and unarmed, along with the 2 traits being built to destroy and fast shot. Also, my companion is going to be Eddie. When she woke up,
Oops. Why did that cut off? That was really weird. No. That's too bad.
The file isn't playing all the way through.
Yeah, the files.
Hi, guys.
Once it get past that point, it crashes out. Oh, that's too bad. I'm so sorry. Thanks. Hey, tell you what, Joseph, I'll try to send you an email tonight. If you get back to me, I will put out a little special end to the podcast and little special edition. I don't know. Drop your feedback into the feed so everyone can hear it. Oh man, so I apologize about that, Joseph. So if you still have that file and you want to maybe, I don't know, mix it down again and send it over, we'll get that. Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, so it looks like his skills were science, explosives, and unarmed.
Oh, tell me about unarmed a little bit in this game. Like brass knuckles count as unarmed and stuff like that again.
Yeah, and the boxing tape.
That's right. It's not clear plastic packing tape. It's not.
No. It's white cloth tape. Yep. But so the holy grail of unarmed is the power fists.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget Power Fist count because that makes zero sense that those are unarmed because that is totally a weapon. That's you seem armed as shit to me. You know what I mean?
It's just brass knuckles with springs.
I guess, but it's a whole like robot fist arm. Yeah, it's crazy.
But regardless, they kick ass, and they're a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
especially when you get like bloody mess.
I had
and you punch somebody and they explode into a giant spray of blood and guts.
Someone mentioned earlier a flying eyeball popping. I think Josh mentioned an eyeball popping out. It's like I think I saw something like that fly out the other day.
Oh yeah.
Do you have to?
No, you don't have to have bloody mess for that to happen. It'll still happen under the right circumstances.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ray, we had an incredible batch of feedback here, man.
Oh, absolutely. This is awesome.
Bill, Jeremy, John, Josh, Casey, Leon, Chris, John, Michelle, Steve, Joe, Craig. Thank you guys so much. We could really not put this. The show is based around the community, and you guys are the community. So thank you so much for submitting all of your feedback. This is really impressive, and please keep it up all season long. We'd love to keep you guys up to date with us and playing along. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, good to hear from John Pappas too, because he got a little breeze through the neighborhood a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah, so a little bit of a little breeze picked up. Ray, come on, man.
Yeah, it's it's good to see that he's at least back and has internet connection again.
Yeah, he was saying, he has to drop out from the round table because of the hurricane, he's got to start working long overtime hours, weeks in a row and stuff, and he's not going to be able to get to it for a week. I said, man, John, you don't understand how slow we go with this round table. And in 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be able to catch up easily.
Yeah.
To where
well, not to mention that I mean, we don't really set a timetable on it. If you don't get to it until towards the end of the round table, then just send it in. Then we just love hearing from everybody, and everybody's got something unique to bring to the experience, and we want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point to bring up, Ray. Everybody, we love hearing all of your feedback. It's incredible. Thanks. But we really want to pound the message home that we want to accentuate the aspects of your playthrough that will make your playthrough special. That's the whole point of doing all these roles and different. Of course, we're going through the same quest, but really highlight in your guys' feedback your roles that make your experiences different from what everybody else is talking about. So we're not just doing a walk through the quests. You know what I mean? So tell us about your side quests. What your role is forcing you off to the side to do. Tell us about your NCR stuff you're getting into, your Legion side quests. And God, there's like 30 different little medium groups. Like the Brotherhood of Steel isn't even like a major faction in this game.
Yeah.
Tell me about what happens if you run off and join all these other different side quests. So that's great, guys. Thanks so much for your hard work and dedication to the project. And it's been an incredible batch, and we look forward to hearing from all of you again next time. Ray, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Absolute pleasure.
We will see you guys in the wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com. where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
Just a quick note before we sign off. We will be getting together on Thursday, October 5th for Ring-a-Ding-Ding. They Went That Away Part 2, Come Fly With Me, and Boulder City Showdown. So those are the quests we'll be getting into next time that we get together on the Fallout Feed New Vegas Roundtable.